Let's do one more word with Dr. Eric Hoskins, who is a candidate for the leadership of the Ontario Liberal Party and the MPP for St. Paul's. I want to just ask you about why you're in provincial politics to begin with, because you're a guy who started War Child Canada, which was very much outward looking and towards the world. You're a senior advisor to Lloyd Axworthy, who's of course a former foreign minister of the country. You won the Lester Pearson Medal, which again is all in the arena of international affairs, and yet you end up running in provincial politics, which is also, it's all about your local schools, your local hospitals, your local roads, et cetera, et cetera. How come?
Well, for a variety of reasons. I think this has changed, I believe, over the last couple of decades, but more and more the important decisions that happen that affect people's lives are happening at the provincial and, frankly, the municipal level. So the importance of those levels of government to individuals, to families' day-to-day lives is very substantial, and that was part of the reasons. I'm a medical doctor. I've been practicing for 25 years, so sure, we have the Canada Health Act federally, but almost everything that we do with regards to healthcare happens at the provincial level. I have a 7-year-old in the public school system. So the fact that education is a provincial responsibility. So and lastly, I would say for me, again, it's about how I can make the greatest difference. And so for a part of my life that was overseas working in war zones. Segment of that was working federally under Lloyd Axworthy when he was the foreign minister. I think that experience has actually given me great insight, and it certainly provides me with a very strong foundation to address some of the important issues that do take place at the provincial level.
Do you ever get to go to parent-teacher meetings at your son's school?
Yes, yeah.
Have you gone to any since Bill 115 came in?
I have.
And what does the teacher have to say about that?
Well, there's a mutual respect that between the two that we'll leave that discussion outside of the classroom.
And is it working out that way?
It's worked out so far.
You have to I presume all the kids at your son's school know who his dad is.
Yes.
And one wonders whether the teachers ever say anything to the child or...
Well, he hasn't come home, in tears or anything like that. He does run around, especially when I was Minister of Children and Youth Services, saying, I'm like responsible for all the province's children, so I'm sort of like everybody's dad. But I have to say, and I think that generally this is the case as well, is that teachers have certainly I have such great respect for teachers, and certainly in the case of my son, that they have been able to separate those two things, in terms of my political role, but also in terms of their responsibility for educating my son and my responsibility as a dad. So it's been a wonderful experience, and I love the fact he's in French immersion, a local school and a public school, and I'm so happy with it's evidenced by the fact that we have the best schools in the English-speaking world, and it's certainly evidenced in his school too.
Support Ontario's public television. Donate at tvo.org.